Hello everyone, and let's check out very quickly Game 8 between Morphy and Adolf Anderssen. This game was played in December 25, one day later after the previous game, and Morphy is leading with 4 extra points. Paul Morphy has the huge edge, and Morphy needs only 2 more wins to become the unofficial world chess champion. So at this moment of the game, Paul Morphy is 5.5 points. Adolf Anderssen is 1.5 points. So in this chess game, Adolf Anderssen is playing with the white pieces. Paul Morphy has the black pieces. So Adolf Anderssen starts the game with playing a3. The Anderssen's opening e5, c4, knight to f6, knight to c3, d5, c takes on d5, knight takes on d5, e3, bishop to e6, knight to f3, bishop to d6, bishop to e2, and after this move, Morphy castled, d4, knight takes on c3, b takes on c3, e4, knight to d2, f5, f4, queen to h4 check, blocking the queen, queen to h3, kicking the queen to somewhere else, bishop to f1, queen to h6, c4, c6, c5, bishop to c7, bishop to c4, knight to d7, and also Adolf Anderssen castled, b5. Morphy is attacking the bishop, so in this position Adolf Anderssen captures back with en passant, c takes on b6, a takes on b6, queen to b3, rook from f to e8, bishop to b2, b5, exchanging the bishops, not exchanging the queens, queen to c2, queen to d5, rook from f to c1, rook to a6, defending the pawn, a4 by Adolf Anderssen, and in this position Paul Morphy doubled his rooks, a takes on b5, queen takes on b5, queen to c4, queen takes on c4, knight takes on c4, and after this move, rook takes on a1 was played by Paul Morphy, bishop takes on a1, knight to f6, and both players are simplifying the game, slowly, going for the endgame, bishop to c3, rook to a2, infiltrating on the second rank, bishop to d2, knight to d5, and I think slightly white's position is more annoying. I think it's slightly more difficult to defend for white, but the position is equal. King to f1, trying to activate the king, bishop to d8, king to e1, bishop to e7, rook to b1, h6, knight to e5, c5, defending the pawn. So Anderssen was attacking the pawn, d takes on c5, bishop takes on c5, and right now Paul Morphy is attacking, targeting the pawn on e3, rook to b5, attacking the bishop, and at this moment of the game, Paul Morphy played a pretty move. So one of the witnesses of this game, as you know, was Johann Jakob Löwenthal. He was one of the rivals of Paul Morphy, one of the most important rivals of Morphy ever, the Hungarian chess master, one of the strongest for his time. And in his chess notes, Löwenthal said, Morphy played a pretty move. So what is that move? Well, Paul Morphy played knight takes on e3. It looks like Paul Morphy is giving up the bishop. Well, Löwenthal was right. This move was actually a pretty move. It looks beautiful. So after this move, Adolf Anderssen captures the bishop. Rook takes on c5. And now what? Anderssen is a piece up. But for temporary, Paul Morphy played knight to g2. That's check king to e2. And then Morphy played the move e3. Of course, pinning the bishop and getting back the material. So let me show you some other variations. After knight to g2, if let's say king to f1, then of course rook takes on d2, defending the knight. And in this position, black is a pawn up. Black is much better. If, let's say, king to d1, then e3. And white needs to be a little careful in this position. If bishop to c3, then e2, check, king to c1, e-pawn promoted to a queen. So bishop takes queen, knight takes on e1. And the position is equal. It's for about equal. But of course, after e3, if something like bishop to c1, well, this move is a move of a chess patzer. Of course, Anderssen would never play anything like this. So e2 is checkmate. So this is why after knight takes on g2, Anderssen played king to e2, and then e3, knight to f3, g6 by Paul Morphy, rook to d5, king to f7. Well, Morphy is not rushing for capturing the bishop. The bishop is pinned. Rook to d6, king to g7, h4. And then Paul Morphy captures the bishop. Rook takes on d2. Rook to a4, king to f2. And this is trapping the knight. Well, Paul Morphy captures on f4. G takes on f4 and rook takes on f4. And in this position, it may look like Anderssen has the knight. And it may look like Anderssen has the edge for losing a piece. Paul Morphy has 2 pawns. Rook to d4, exchanging the rooks. King to f6, king to e3, g5, h5. Of course, not capturing the pawn. King to e5. And Anderssen played knight to f3, that's check. King to f6, and then knight to d4. And this was the last move of the game. And after this move, both players agreed to a draw. Well, this was the last position of the game. And Anderssen was the player who is playing with the white pieces. He had to win, because Paul Morphy is winning decisively, easily. Morphy is 5.5 points. Anderssen is 1.5 points. Well, after this game, according to our score system, Morphy is 6 points and Anderssen is 2. But it doesn't matter. So in this position, they agreed to a draw. But before showing the possible continuation, let's take it back. After king to e5, we have knight to f3. So let's say if king to d5, also this move is a move of a chess patzer. Paul Morphy would never play anything like this. So can you see the winning move? Well, knight takes on g5 is the winning move. So if pawn takes knight, then black can't stop the white pawn. White pawn is becoming a queen. Whatever black does, h pawn promoted to a queen. Black needs to resign. So after knight to f3, we have king to f6, knight to d4, and the game ended here. And for you, I check out the possible continuation, and both players are not making any progress. And white can't break through, as long as black defends accurately, as you can see. And both players are not making any progress, and this can go forever. That's why they agreed to a draw. After knight to d4, the game ended here, at move 51. It was not a very exciting chess game, but drawing helps only Paul Morphy, not Anderssen. That's very obvious. And probably at this moment of the game, at this stage, Adolf Anderssen was slowly losing his hopes. So once again, Paul Morphy has the huge score advantage. And Anderssen needs to do something about it, but realistically speaking, it's not very easy against Paul Morphy. Maybe it's too late for Anderssen. Anyway, so I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. And I hope to see you next time. Take care and bye bye.